Hi, I'd like to talk to you today about planning your writing. Now, a lot of people don't like to plan their writing. They think that they've got their ideas in their head and that's good enough. Well, there are some really important reasons why you should make a plan about what you're going to write. First of all, it's a good opportunity for you to brainstorm your ideas, for you to write down all the ideas you can think of. Because if you start writing without doing this, and then you think of an idea that perhaps should have come earlier than the point you are at, well, it's too late to include it, isn't it? So if you've planned your ideas, it's a lot easier, which brings me to the next point. You can organize your ideas in a logical order. Once you've written all of them down, you can plan which ones you want to put first, second, and so on. You can also think about paragraphing, because once you put your ideas in different sections according to their topic, it's easier to plan what goes in each paragraph. You can also think of some useful vocabulary that you want to include. Maybe you know some good idioms or phrasal verbs or other useful vocabulary that you want to include and don't want to forget. You should also take this opportunity to think about the format. What does your text need to look like? What should it include? What shouldn't it include? Think also about the audience. Who are you writing for? Who is going to read your text? Think about whether you need to write in a formal or informal style. Some teachers or exam boards want to see your planning. They want to see your thought process. So it's important that you have a good plan in order that they are satisfied. But the main reason is to help you organize your work so that you include everything that you need to talk about in your text. So let's look at one style of planning, a mind map. And let's imagine that this is the topic you've been asked to write about. So write an article about taking part in healthy activities. Say what the health benefits are, what the social benefits are, the problems and solutions, and which you would recommend. Wow, that's a lot of things to write in one article. We better plan it. So, healthy activities is the topic. And we could say we've got 4 main things that we need to talk about: the health benefits, social benefits, problems and solutions, and the advice, what you would recommend. For health benefits, you might talk about these things: breathing, keep fit, good shape, live longer, prevent illnesses. These are all things that you might mention as the health benefits. The social benefits include meeting people, making new friends. Socializing is good for your mental health and having fun. With the problems, you might think of the cost, the equipment, cold weather. Maybe you don't want to go out in cold weather. The time and family responsibilities. A solution for the cost and equipment could be, often there are cheap or free classes, maybe in a community centre, where they have the equipment already. In cold weather, perhaps you could take an online class. And for time and family responsibilities, perhaps you could plan it into your family schedule. Moving on to advice. For me, let's say I would choose yoga. I would recommend that because it's easy, it's very relaxing, and it builds your physical and mental strength. So, here are the main points that I've thought of for my article, and I've organized them into essentially the main paragraphs. Got my key points, I've got my ideas. I'm ready to start. Now, there are a couple of things that people often like to write about with this kind of topic. For example, diet, healthy foods, junk food, smoking, and other such activities. And talking about what healthy activities are. Well, I suppose you could talk about what healthy activities are in your introduction, but briefly. You don't need to go into detail. Just mention briefly what they are and then say what you intend to talk about in your article or essay or whatever. The diet, healthy foods, junk food and smoking, they're not really relevant to the task at all. I mean, I suppose you could possibly link them in with health benefits, but again, very briefly. And you would have to make it clear why you're mentioning them. So, for example, you could say that doing a healthy activity has health benefits, but you need to do the activity in conjunction with eating healthy foods and avoiding junk food and so on. But don't just talk about healthy foods and diet and so on without linking it in to the topic. Another way of planning is by making bullet points or writing lists. So, for example, you could use the same ideas that we used in our mind map, but in little points so that it's easier for you. Whatever works best. Don't use a mind map if you don't understand it. If a list is more logical for you, use that. If a mind map is more logical or easier for you, use that. It doesn't matter as long as you write a plan, as long as you plan your ideas so that you are clear in your mind how you are going to write your article or your piece of writing. And these ideas using a mind map or bullet points work for any piece of writing that you need to do, whether it's a letter, an essay, a blog, anything. Up to you. Thank you for watching.